We all know Nike is amazing. It's a celebrated brand worn by people around the world. In fact, chances are you've worn something by Nike and you didn't even know it. But even though the brand is valued at nearly $106 billion, man. What do you need all that money for? I'm joking though. Even though they have all that money, Nike has made some epic missteps. So I'm your boy Reggie Casual, and these are 7 times Nike truly, and I mean truly effed up. That's next on the stage. Let's get it. Okay, so Nike has a way of finessing the Olympics all the time. It's just common knowledge. Thing is, if you're not an Olympic sponsor, as a brand, you can't say anything vaguely evocative of the Olympics. But that didn't stop Nike from bending the spoon. In 1996, at the Atlanta Olympics, Nike gave a pair of $30,000 cleats to fast guy Michael Johnson. This guy. Problem was, Nike wasn't a sponsor of the Olympics, but it got the better end of the deal because this was on Time Mag, son. That's like prime real estate. And they also opened up the Nike Center right next to the Athletes Village. And get this, they even had campaigns and billboards around the city of Atlanta like, if you're not here to win, you're a tourist. And you don't win silver, you lose gold. Like taking a page right out of the old Talladega Nights handbook. And as a result, the Olympic Committee put in such draconian rules that even a mention of the Olympics as an influential brand can have you face ridiculous monetary penalties. So good job, Nike, for messing up the Olympics for everybody else. That's just what they do. Now, for many the Kanye fan, Nike's epic breakup with the entertainer is the stuff of legend. Simple story is, Kanye wanted royalties. Nike answered, well, like, you're not an athlete, bro. And then Kanye replies, well, why the hell did you have me making shoes in the first place? If that wasn't the, come on, man. Now, in the public eye, it was split on whose side you were on. But in the end, Nike would probably realize the folly of their ways when Adidas turned the Yeezy brand into one of its premier lines, while at the same time making Kanye arguably the most influential person in sneakers for nearly a decade. He probably still is. All that money just lost. But only Nike can outdo Nike, blunders included. But sometimes it'll make them lose enormous amounts of moolah to the tune of $14 billion. $14 billion. They just throw money away. After Steph Curry's first contract was up, yeah, he was already at Nike. It's crazy. Steph Curry, well on his way to becoming the NBA's most prolific shooter ever, arguably. I know some people out there be like, nah, man. I mean, but look at this man. Come on, bruh. Come on. Yeah, so Nike calls this man Stefan, like the guy in Family Matters, doesn't correct the matter, and then the PowerPoint presentation had repurposed materials that featured Kevin Durant, KD. Now think about that for a second. They're teammates now. Really awkward conversations. Turns out Steph's teammate at the time, Kent Bazemore, was pitching Under Armour, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now Curry went on to make Nurse shoes, but they were selling at like 350%, making them higher in sales than any Nike shoe outside of Jordan. Any Nike shoe outside of Jordan. Nike left $14 billion on the table because of Family Matters. The love and tradition of the grand design. Some people say it's even. Come on! It's a good song though. It's a good song. But this all could have been thwarted had Nike simply bought Under Armour before it became a thing when they had the chance. Seriously, I doubt Kevin Plank, the CEO of Under Armour, was like, yo, let's make a sportswear brand that can outdo Nike. He was probably more like, let's make a sportswear brand that's so good, Nike would want to buy it. And it became that. Nike had already bought Umbro, Converse, Huff, and they already had the Jordan brand. And when I had a chance to purchase Under Armour, it was just like, nah. What's Under Armour? No. It's craziness. Seriously, you bought Converse and Umbro, bruv. Come on. Nike, you be missing out, man. Sometimes, I don't know about you sometimes, man. I be thinking. Sometimes. But I know you're getting upset now because you're like, come on, man. But this wouldn't be the first time Nike passed up on a good thing. You know, Y3, Yohji Yamamoto, Y3 Adidas. Yeah, turns out Yohji Yamamoto, the most celebrated Japanese designer ever, approached Nike first with the idea that would eventually become Y3. Imagine Yohji with Nike. And that's enough to make you want to go, I don't know, Super Saiyan? Super Saiyan, that's a good one, right? Like right now, go ahead, I'll wait till the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I know some of you actually started screaming in your head like, ah! You like Dragon Ball. No, but seriously, Yohji approaches Nike and Nike responds to Mr. Yamamoto, no, we only do sportswear. And then Yoji's perplexed and he's like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I just want to mix that ish with designer fashion. It seems cool, right? And then Nike's like, no, we don't get it. And then Yoji's like, baka janai no. So yeah, Adidas says, oh, hell yes. And 15 years later, Y3 is an iconic label, loved and admired around the world, both on the runway and in the street. So good job, Nike. Pass that one up too. All day. This is what you do. This is like a common thing that keeps on happening. But most of us don't know in the early days of Nike, they had like no cash, they had very little cash, and they were giving out stock options to basketball players to promote their sneakers. They once approached a 21-year-old supersonic Spencer Haywood and offered up $100,000 or a 10% stake in Nike to promote their shoes. And one of the most epic forms of L's taken in the history of mankind, Spencer, who had probably never seen 100K in his life before, was like, yo, give me the money, dog, like right now. And if you were listening earlier, 10% of Nike stock today is like, I don't know, $10.6 billion. Yeah, that's a big L. Big L. Some of you guys don't even know who that is. Do you know who that is? Now, you may be thinking, how is this a Nike blunder? Well, considering that Nike was about to give Spencer Haywood 10% of their company, that would have been an epic disaster. Who the hell talks about Spencer Haywood today? Seriously, this is the thing he's most known for. This. I mean, he was a good player and all in the ABA, and the NBA did okay, but don't get me wrong. But Spencer Haywood could be a billionaire today. Let that sink in. Spencer Haywood. Nobody is rocking the Air Haywoods, bruh. But Nike offered that similar deal to Magic Johnson, and he took the big L too. Even though Magic is probably gonna be a billionaire anyway, but Spencer Haywood though? Spencer? But this all culminates into one single blunder Nike has yet to address the world with. How to say the brand's name. And if you've been watching thus far, I've been switching it up. So you're probably like, yo man, why does he keep on switching? Just say it right. So you think you know how to say it, but honestly, there's some contention. Listen, I didn't name the brand, but had I named it, I'd have done what Nike has really never done and explicitly stated it everywhere. Go ahead and look at any Nike commercial. How often do they say Nike? Just do it. I didn't even try to do that. You see, if you go to the UK, you'll constantly get lambasted for ruining the Queen's English by saying Nike all over the streets of London. But go to anywhere in the good old US of A and the name is Nike. So which is it? Well, as the Brits would probably say, you know, bruv, I really like you, bruv. I truly, truly do. But you say bike, not bikey. So it's Nike, not Nike. To which I say, I didn't name the brand. I didn't. According to this man, the name of the brand is Nike. That's Phil Knight, the creator and chairman of Nike. There's a whole story. It's named after the Greek goddess of victory, blah, 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 blah. Key phrase, named after. But did you think Americans were just butchering this on purpose all this time? I mean, we do that. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do it on purpose. But this is not one of those cases. But hey, if you want to say Nike, bro, how about it? It's not my brand. I'm just saying it because that's the way it was intended. Because honestly, it's a brand name. So it doesn't really have to follow the rules of proper English. But ultimately, this is Nike's fault as they never really mention it, ever. So the blame is totally on the English language or bikes or Nike. It's definitely on Nike. One of those. With that being said, do you know any other blunders by the swoosh maker? Let that be known in the comments, the swoosh maker. Let that be known in the comments. Give a thumbs up if you like this video. Follow on the gram for the latest out of Japan. So stay made yatte inai nara, subscribe wo wasaranai you ni. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy. And keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I'll see you guys in a minute.